Now, what's going on, everybody? All right. So, like I posted in the Discord, we're going to go ahead and get straight to it. We're going to get to the news. We're going to go over the watch list. We're going to go over a little bit of a few data points and then look at the data coming in for the rest of the week. As we've discussed going into this week, this is a long weekend yet again. Not the worst thing in the world, but if you guys are just tuning in here on YouTube, make sure to drop a like if you guys enjoy this channel or have learned anything on your way. I do very much appreciate it. Also, thank you very much. We did or are getting close to the 1150 or 11.5 K subscribers on YouTube, so pretty sweet. If you guys are tuning in here, I will be live on TikTok as well to take requests, but we will do that towards the end. So, all right. So today, today was kind of crazy to watch, but 11 out of 11 sectors closed red. Financials, hold on one second. Financials, 0.42% to the downside. Lead and energy, 2.22% to the downside lagged. TG Therapeutics received FDA approval for its multiple sclerosis drug. TGTX is up nearly 9% at the time. I think it was, let's see here, about an hour ago. Gas Buddy reports that gas could rise up to close to $4 a gallon by May 2023. Southwest Airline faces more pressure as it approaches losses near 10% this week. It's another 2,500 flights canceled on Wednesday, bringing the weekly total to nearly 10,000. Another news, SBF met with the writer of The Big Short at his parents' house, where they're shelling out $10K a week for security. Bitcoin underperforming stocks and gold for the first time since 2018. What a ridiculous headline. S&P was down 1.20%, NASDAQ 1.35%, the Russell 1.47%, and the Dow 1.10% to the downside. AMC today made a new 52-week low, returning to where it was trading earlier in February of 2021. Ape, my God. I'm not going to talk about that. Never mind. I was going to go over that. I am not. So, anyway, that's about it as far as the headlines are concerned. Moving into tomorrow. So we'll go over the economic data first. So tomorrow, December 29th, we've got unemployment claims. This is 8:30. That's awesome. We've also got natural gas storage coming in at 10:30 and crude oil inventories at 11 a.m. Beyond that, we've got for me, what is important data. I really don't, and we've been kind of tackling these stocks. It's been pretty awesome, but Tesla has the highest IV and options volume across the market. If you were an option seller, right, you would maybe want to go have this thing go sideways. But that's not without saying that it is probably due for most of that money is to the downside, and it's starting to feel like we might be seeing a jerky move to the upside. So still keeping my eyes peeled on that. We are creeping to the downside. Amazon is up there as well, made new lows today. Apple, NVDa, Meta, and Netflix all on this list. So we are in the top part of that option, most active options there. So, all right. Also, I did feel like it was worth noting SPX put call ratio. Typically on December 2nd, when it gets 1.2, we typically see a bounce. Right now it's 1.25. It has gone lower. This does not mean, but in the past it has bounced around this spot. So anyway, tomorrow is a big day, especially with a lot of stocks trending sideways, mostly Meta being one of the top watches tomorrow. So the watch list going into tomorrow consists of Meta, And this one still might be a patience game. What I got right now, and of course, you can start, and what you should be doing is always starting on the higher time frame. But on the higher time frame, kind of looking like a little bit of a bear flag, moving from the most, these highs up here. It also appears that you could be taking one little leg up unless you continue to trend sideways. But I could still visualize within the week or possibly next week seeing Meta pop to the highs. Definitely really, really, really consolidated. And the great thing is we can use this floor of 124 as an area to go short if we do end up seeing a rejection. And I think we go, thank you, Big Stepper. Yeah, good trades from you too as well. I think we personally reject and pull back down. So sorry, guys, if I sound a little bit choppy. I have a pretty intense headache right now, but I'll get through it. I took some shit. I don't know what I took. Peyton gave it to me. Anyway, so moving down 4-hour time frame, I have been tracking, and we've already talked about the trend line as of right now. So I'm going to clean this up, and we're going to start from scratch since we haven't been on this 4-hour time frame yet. I'll leave this. Of course, it doesn't want to move. All right, standard deviation channel. Oops, shit. Anyway, standard deviation channel right here. And I've talked about this right here. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so Meta going into the next couple of days could still trend down into that floor, that green floor right there, 112.50, and still bounce back up. But so far we have held, and I know it seems silly right there, but take a look at these candles right there, all holding on to that standard deviation. So tomorrow below, Meta below the 114.60 mark, I will be looking for Meta to return to the 112.50. Underneath that, we have beautiful targets, 108.75 and this support of 105. Otherwise, anywhere above 118.50. And we could also conclude the gap fill, which is 119.25. That might be where you see a little bit of a pop up. So we'll be watching Meta tomorrow, but regardless, it's the bigger, higher time frame candles, right? In order to take a position that has a longer expiration, right? We're day trading, but in order to take a longer expiration bet or a longer expiration investment, depending on how much research you do into it, this is where you want to wait. You want to wait for a definitive candle. And right now, I think the story is still giving it over to sellers, where sellers are stepping up wherever, whenever they have the opportunity or they see one of those points of control. Right here, it's 118. You can see multiple daily candle closes there. So again, we will be looking for a leg down. Meta in a bounce or break territory. Absolutely in Big Stepper. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys being on here. 1 second. I'll show y'all some love in the Discord. All right. So I still today we took a crack at Tesla. I wasn't wrong. I just nothing, and it never went anywhere. I ended up hitting a stop loss of mine. Still sat in about the same range that I was looking to trade it in, and that's great, right? And I kind of called the sideways price action. I didn't even need Ellie today. Tomorrow, that's what we closed with, folks. So we could be seeing yet again, and again, I hate to, I will play it whichever way it goes. But when you look out on the daily, you can see very clearly that Tesla has a floor around $90 and a lot of imbalances to fill if it does go anywhere below this 108 mark here. So below 108, I believe we should see 104.11, which is probably going to spur even stronger selling. if the market is in the downtrend as well. So, excuse me. All right, NVIDIA is next. Again, with the follow through on the rejection, you guys can see we got a little baby. I think I forget. I don't really care about the candle names. I know what it means. What you see here is basically a weak bounce. That's all I see is buyers unable, sellers unable to push down this low volume bounce, but this low volume bounce unable to really gain any ground. So above this doji 141.80, which is that lower time frame day trading level, we could see a retest of 145.50. See this red zone? You break back over that, we could trend back up. But until then, we are safely trending to the downside with a gap to fill all the way to 132.40 and a support to hit around 132.40 and 135. So NVIDIA tomorrow on the lower time frame. I will be focused. There we go. I will be focused on this hourly standard deviation channel. I also am tracking our swing high down here. I expect a fake out possibly around 144.60. This is day tradable, right? So we can potentially take it above 141.80, right? That wick add potentially be shorter expirations 142.50, and then again I'd be looking for at least depending on the volume, right? So I can imagine any candlestick I want and make a play from it, but this all depends on volume. So we could trend sideways into that support, all the way into 140, and then see that next leg down. So anyway, Netflix is the last one. All of these have been exciting stocks. Might have to get back into a longer term put if this thing ends up going even lower. So I got a lot of crazy shit going on this chart. What do you... Some people call it a pitchfork, standard deviation channel, linear regression. Yeah, no problem. So anyway, Netflix standard deviation channel, starting from here. I'm looking at Netflix to return to the 264.50 level. Hold on. Okay. So as you guys can see, rejection. We did retest the level that we broke. We currently are closed lower 275. I do want to see NVIDIA back down. That does not stop NVIDIA from consolidating, potentially one more candle sideways before going any lower, anywhere back above 285, and any shorts are in danger there. So couple of day trading stocks, couple of potential swing trades here. Other than that, I am going to go ahead and get the YouTube or the TikTok stream started here. And if you guys have any requests, you guys can go ahead and drop those in the comments below or on the side or wherever you set the chat. $, and then one per person if you guys don't mind. Please don't spam the chat if you guys have any requests. And we are going to get to it. Hold on 1 second. All right. Yep. All right. That's about it. So, if you guys have any, I like fried spam. I actually do like fried spam as well. Very rarely though. It's not like a meal. Not like I don't seek it out. Sometimes it actually one time when I did disaster restoration, this Hawaiian guy burnt his house down, and I found a bunch of rare spam. It was cool. All right. Good evening, everybody. Perfect. All right. Let me go ahead and let everybody know on Discord. I am live on TikTok. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. If you guys are hopping in here on TikTok, make sure to tap the crap out of your screen, please. And I will be taking chart requests. If you guys have any requests, please go to the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. And I will take your requests. You can stay on YouTube, but this is for my well-being as well as yours, so that way I'm not stuck with three trying to keep up with your request as they zoom past. What's going on? All right, so the first request we got here is Apple, which made new lows today. So let's take a look at that one. And it's midday through the week. I'm going to take a look at the weekly first and see where that weekly candle is trending at. Ooh wee. All right, so Apple is absolutely crushed. One of my price targets was I believe the 125, 125.75. Yep, right there. That's the bottom of that green square. We actually closed directly below that. We closed right at 125.77. So my line's a little bit off. There we go. So that's actually 125.77. So we closed right on top. Pretty simple for me on Apple. If we do continue to trend lower, there is a small area right here, and there's going to be a median within that zone right here. And so if we can get a candle close below the 125, I would say 125.25 or 125 period, end of story. 122.60, 122.50 is your next leg down. And then followed by the 119 level on Apple. So as you guys can see, historically, these levels have held up pretty well. In fact, I would actually pull that up maybe just a little bit. Yeah, so actually 119.85 on Apple, which is closer to that psychological number. So if you guys have any requests here on YouTube or on TikTok, please hit the link in my bio, the YouTube Potter Stocks Trades, and drop a link or drop a comment in the YouTube live chat, and I'll take your request there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It helps me keep track. So that's the reason that I ask. Now to the lower time frame where that's an absolute mess. So anytime it's a mess, my buddy helped me find the. All right, so we're going to check out the 4 hour here, starting from our highs. I haven't looked at this chart in a minute. I know that we're up against a higher time frame downtrend. Oh my gosh. Do you see this chart, my friends? Look at this. You might have a lot of downside here based on the standard deviation channel. There are no straight lines. And you don't have to bounce off of this support immediately. You could go and retest some levels, but here's the story behind Apple here, and it's pretty beautiful, to be honest with you. All right, so check this out. You know what? Should I? If you guys will tap your screen like crazy, I'll go ahead and hold this camera the opposite way. Oh, I need to paint that crack in my ceiling. Look at that. How do I flip the camera? There we go. That's pretty gross. Pretty gross. All right. So anyway, taking a look at Apple. You got a breakdown retest 135.80. You've continued to trend lower. The trend to the downside seems to be upholding. Hold on. I mean, I am using extended hours here, so. Yeah, so it looks like it's starting to slow down on that sell side. I'm not exactly sure where support is here in the lower time frame. We'll find that here in a second. Another beautiful lower time frame standard deviation channel. So it looks like 124.33. And then key levels. Might throw some auto fibs in there. Those are too low. Yeah, so this right here, if you were to return or retest any level or make any sort of bullish move to the upside, it would be back up above 130. I think extended hours gives you a better look at what supports and resistances have actually been touched. Oftentimes, like MRO or NVDa can be deceptive in that way. So, yeah, I believe Apple will fall with the market. I believe it's the highest on the spot. It's one of them, yeah, for sure. And I would also obviously if Apple's falling, most of the market is typically falling. Um, Apple, well, I say that, and SPY didn't really follow suit today as much as you'd like to see. So, if you guys don't mind, if you guys are on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen if you guys don't mind. If you guys have any requests, drop those on the YouTube channel. Link is in the bio. Lyft is the next one that we have. This one I'm going to go ahead and start on the weekly. And I'm going to start from the highs where you can obviously see trend. And here, oh my God, yet again, another beautiful standard deviation channel. You've got a floor that was right here at 1235. You've got a major floor that's back here. And what is also a ceiling, you've lost your ceiling privileges at the moment because you have very weekly, and that's what I would focus on here, is that selling is or whatever price action is happening on Lyft is terribly weak. So this is a beautiful trend line, and I wouldn't be surprised if you do end up. This is projecting you down to around $3. But that's based on, if you fall immediately, and that's never what that just doesn't happen. So right now, lower time frame from the weekly. Let's zoom down to the daily. You've got a good chart there. From the highs again. There. That's what I was looking at on the lower time frame. Now, this doesn't have to be a reversal, right? You got a shit ton of sellers stepping up, all on lower volume, right? We can observe that. So any sort of there was also lift calls. Hold on 1 second. There was lift calls. Go crazy if you're on TikTok on the tapping. You guys are already at 3.5K likes. That's nuts. Option alert 12.5 calls January 20th near the ask. So maybe somebody sees the same thing that we do. This is not a terrible chart here on Lyft. How do I turn on extended hours? It should give you that option in the lower corner. Just put that up here. I don't want to hold my phone, guys. I'm trying to find something to hold it for me. I have a phone holder, but it's just kind of ass. Bro is flexing the biceps. Not me, dude. Not me. All right, that's good enough. All right, so let's keep it moving. Yeah. All right, so I would say anywhere back up above 1050, and I'm actually going to set an align there, set an alert there. Not a bad looking, maybe squeeze play. Might be worth looking at the short. Nope, nothing there. Yeah, so might be good for a bounce. Price action has slowed down quite a bit. So let's see. What do I think about selling that $50 put? February put. What do you think about selling the $50 put on Tesla? I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea. It depends on when you got it, though. I will delete my comment. Yeah, I would delete that comment. All right. Moving on. Oh wait, that's 2 for you, Cusco. I'm gonna do that lift, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Starbucks is the next one. So this one escaped the trend line, but I think I spotted this previously, and I just didn't change it. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go to the weekly. Yeah, I did. Okay. So this is actually, yeah, so this, I was right. Okay, so the daily is not off. It's just I had my channel all goofed up here. So based on the weekly channel and the daily channel, we are still sitting on that standard deviation channel. And what's really most important on Starbucks, and I can tell you this right now, is there's going to be no downside until you get a candle close below 96.50. That has to happen. And really, I would say 96 even is going to be more important. From there, you have a perfect imbalance that you can fill. That's going to be bastard. That's going to be down here. So that's going to be 91 or 93 even. So check that out. That's not too shabby there. I use EMAs. Please explain how Starbucks is still in an uptrend. I mean, it's technically still in a downtrend. It's been one of those stocks that's taken a huge beating. And I think it's also one of those stocks that people have stated as like a potential safe haven. But what I see right now on Starbucks is I see this zone above you, right? Where you see a big wick, and that's going to be $100. I see a rejection today. If you can go down back to $96 tomorrow and then open, I do believe that you should start looking, or could start looking at a imbalance filled down to $92.75 and $93. Pretty simple. So, hey, I'm about a week into option trading. Can you tell me how to draw strong support and resistance? If you're drawing support, typically you want to, and there's linear, and then there's a dynamic. Um, any support is typically going to look like this, where you see price bounce multiple times. So it's going to look just like that, and that's going to be a linear support. And then for there can be downtrends, right? So a downtrend can have a dynamic support like here, where you ended up having a wedge. So actually, that was a ugly ass wedge, but a wedge nonetheless. Yeah, everything is in a downtrend. So, all right, keep it moving. And I do want to make something really, really clear, because I think this is just important to state. And if you guys are on YouTube, if you guys don't mind liking, leave a like. If you guys are enjoying the stream, if you guys are on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen. But the point here is, if you ask me to do a chart, right? What I see in the chart, right? These key levels, these setups, there is 1,000 different ways that you could potentially trade that, right? And so what you have to consider is, the way that I look at it is going to be from how I can play it. So a scalper, right, could pull out 1,000 trades out of, what I see as you know, a week long or 2 week trade, and a day trader could, pull 100 trades out of it. So it all depends on what you're looking at. I start on the higher time frames because I'm looking for structure. And then once I find the structure, then everything makes more sense on that lower time frame. So, and the same thing goes for resistance. So, all right. Keeping it moving. Where do we got? Let's see. Microsoft. 30-minute has a bullish triple bottom. No. Let's take a look. You said the 30-minute. I love when people have kind of like like something that they want to verify. It's always good. No. So this is not a confirmed triple bottom at all. What it is you are sitting at the bottom. And then one of the resistances you have is 238. Holy shit, getting seasick over here. 238.71. And so let's pay attention. I know you guys are probably like, whoa, but what about no? So right here, look at all of that pullback. Look at that rejection right there. Look at that candle. Both of those candles closing. Look at these candles closing. Look at that candle wick. The majority of the price action respects the 238.80 level. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off the top. So it would make total sense, in my opinion, to see a strong move to the downside, if you continue, and then to the. I'm gonna, yeah, maybe not. Hold on one second. Let me look right here. Yeah, I wouldn't really put my eggs in that basket, but what I would bank on, going to the hourly here, is that. So again, if you lose the 234 support, and you didn't lose that today, but if you lose that tomorrow or open below that tomorrow, I'd watch for a gap fill and a move down. But otherwise, you are in the box, so prepare for potentially shit trading. This could be really ugly. Everything does look pretty short, man. We've been on the short. There is a ass of downside money though, and that always concerns me. All right, let's see here. QCOM. Let's go look at the daily, and already I see trend. Oh my god! Again, again with the beautiful, absolutely gorgeous trend line right there. I mean, I don't. It does not get it. It could get cleaner than that, but I don't really think so. So here's the deal, folks. Right there. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, oh my god. Almost just threw my back out. All right. 108.80. Oh my god, dude. What a beautiful chart. This looks tremendous. So it looks like off the top, right? You got 4 rejections off of the top. That's amazing. You also got the confluence right there with the 128.20 rejection. Beautiful downtrend. And now you've broken that floor. You didn't really get a proper retest, but you did bounce, tap 114.60, and you today lost this floor. And it looks like you are on your way here. And that is 104. That's going to be 104.28. And of course, there's wicks right here at 101.70. But if you are looking for new lows, right, maybe the weekly does come in handy for placing price targets for those long, because you're basically hanging on by a thread at this point when it comes to QCOM, because you do have a major imbalance. This could be a wonderful short opportunity on QCOM as long as you follow trend, and not get too greedy long. But there is definitely, oh my God, yeah, 100%. Beautiful chart on QCOM. So, but you could still bounce and you could still stay consolidated in here as long as you don't make a new high. So this is a great chart. Love it. Beautiful. So again, this is your cage on the weekly. Come here, you bastard. Right here. Really, you could just say here. So that's currently where you reside. And as long as you're in there, no long trades until you break below that box. So looking pretty good. If you guys are on TikTok and you have any requests, be happy to take those on YouTube. So look at that. There's your comments. Thank you guys if you guys are tuning in on YouTube, and thank you for the likes. If you guys have liked the video here, if you're learning something, made some money here. All right, EMPH is next. Ooh. So if I'm not mistaken, energy was trending up. But if I'm also not mistaken, energy looks like it's about to get his ass whooped. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just, before we start talking, let's just show you what's actually here. Right? Yeah, I don't see anything solid until 219. I would really be looking at who's selling what CEOs are they selling anything. So based on, even if you're going from here to here, it doesn't really matter how you really slice it or dice it. I mean, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll drop it from its lows. Yeah, still nothing, and I'm not gonna do that. So for EMPH on the weekly, definitely looking really bearish. Again, no straight lines, but this one, you bastard, what have I done? Still learning how to work this new platform here. All right. Anyway, there you go. So right now, I would be banking on a touchdown around 250.45. ENPH 250.45 or 251 right there. Super duper confluence. Love that. Definitely would be not a terrible stock to have on the watch list. Can I explain what a confluence is? Sure. So it has a lot to do with timing, right? But typically on the lower time frames, this is exactly how I pick targets. So let's use the NVDa trade. Okay. Let's go to the hourly. So let's looky here. We'll have to clean this up a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so if you look at NVIDIA, and this is, again, using extended hours data. If you look at NVIDIA, when I was calling for NVIDIA to potentially go short, right, we were looking at NVIDIA to potentially fall, and we were looking at this wedge. That was one of the first things that I pointed out, was that everybody was kind of looking at a wedge. That wedge was up there. That wedge typically will turn into a channel. It did that in pre-market, right? So when I'm looking for a target, right, I'm looking for a confluence. And so when I say, okay, here we are in pre-market, we're up here at these highs. Now, where do we go? How do I pick a target? Those of you who traded with me that day, I'm not just saying this because it happened and I can say it now. I'm saying this because I did it. You know what I mean? I did it. You guys saw the bounce. You guys saw the price target get hit. Pretty on the money. And then we took it short again and used that very same confluence, our very same theory. It actually moved past it just a little bit, but the support was at 149, and then the candle closed at 150. So we tapped, and I had a target right there around 148.90, 149. That's exactly where we tapped, was right there. So a confluence to me, right, is basically where trend and a key level, something intersect, right? It could be an EMA, so I could turn the EMAs on. I don't even know. Yeah, there's no EMAs here that are in line with that. But yeah, no VWAP, nothing. But typically that is a loose explanation of how confluences are found and what they are. Usually intersecting data points. So if that makes any sense at all. Let's see if I can help TikTok out here with a little boost. The rat race, what's up? So anyway, that's a confluence. Next one. Wow, that's how you clean the charts. Yeah, just figured that out. GORM. If you guys have a request. Potter, toxic confirmed. Maybe a little toxic. I don't know. No, I just got a strong sense of justice. I'm like Batman. I'm like a finance Batman for Gotham. I don't even know why I'm. So first of all, I don't like charting this because I don't want people to get into stuff like this. If there's any reason that you're looking at this stock, it should be fundamental. There should be some sort of thesis, but the chart here is doing you zero favors. And if you did any charting on it, it'd probably tell you that it was going to zero. So I'm not going to offer anything other than your nearest resistance, which is at 143 and 160. But other than that, this is a pump and a dump, and you're dead. Yes, I did see TGTX. Listen, all right. Today I found the rejection point. I saw it in pre-market, and I heard the news. Typically, that's something that I might respond to. And boy, oh boy, did they clap everybody. So first of all, we ended up going and rejecting. If you pull that up right there, we ended up rejecting this 1145 mark, and that is about the top of this zone, which you're in right now, right? So you're still in it. The bottom of that zone is 777. So anywhere below 777, TGTX would likely trend back down into the $6 range, where maybe it might be better to scoop up. But at the moment, nothing is going to happen until you hold $10. Period. But other than that, this is probably going to get pumped and dump on. I don't know. There's a lot of volume, but who knows? All right, next one is AMD. A little bit better. That's nice. That's nice. I haven't looked at this in a minute. Rejection is following through. Let's go take a look at the daily. And take a look at the analysis now from before. Obviously, this trend line is off and still doesn't matter because it is not bounced. So no confirmation bias there. We're not doing that, but we can very clearly see that our box at 62.75 is being held up. Our median at 59.66 and our bottom, which is right here. So here's my diagnosis. You need to clear the 61.95. If you do that, I do expect for AMD just to straight up be at $55. But the first stop will be at 59.85. One thing to note, let's go look, and I did talk about this. One thing to note, right, is on the 4-hour. I don't ignore this shit ever. It's real. Something's there. And I typically try and find it. And I'm doing it right now. You guys are going to watch me. I might struggle. This might be embarrassing, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to chart it, and I'm going to try and figure out where the hell is even that. All right. I think I'm going to settle on that. Now, that's typically not what I want to do, but I am going to do this as well. No. Okay, not needed. So, AMD, this is your current ceiling right there. This is marked here. That's $66. And then on a lower, so I'm actually going to do this really quick. I'm going to turn off extended hours, and I'm going to look at the chart on extended hours before I get too ahead of myself. Typically, that's what I do is I go back and I look at both. So it's kind of hard to argue with that chart. I'm going to be honest with you. But we're going to take a look at it both ways. The one thing I don't want is confirmation bias. This is the 4-hour right now. I think that this is the most suitable chart when it comes to trend. And stocks are always in some sort of trend. Right there, you can see rejected that box. You gapped down below the standard deviation channel. Currently, you are sitting on top of this floor. This is 62.25. When tracking or looking for a target, you want to look below you. There's a gap to fill here, and that's where we might be able to find ourselves a confluence. That's 59.87. And that looks like if you open up tomorrow, I would suspect that it's not going to be right on the nose. It might be just a little bit further down. I would say 59.16. So my price targets right now on AMD at the moment below 61.93, preferably an open on the 4-hour time frame because you have plenty of room here to consolidate. Would be that floor 59.80 or basically 59 close. I hit the like button a lot, and now I'm the top viewer. Thank you, man. I do really actually appreciate that a lot. If you guys are on TikTok, tapping the screen right now as you guys are just watching, learning, asking questions. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay. It's a good chart. It's a good chart. JPM. All right. How are my children still awake? One may never know. God, dog, why are all the channels? Man, I just got an eye for these channels right now. It's pretty sick. Sponsored by channels right now. So one of two things is happening here, and this is granted the 4 hour, but you did try to go back up and break 133.47. You may end up sitting sideways until then. But I do think that you might have one more resistance tap, potentially around the 134 to even maybe 135 area. But you can see, typically, we don't want to just measure it that way. Um, I would say, yeah, I would say right there, 134.41 is the nearest confluence. And that could be, December 30th that happens. So, any move back below 131.85 and 131 even, you're dead. You're dead. You're gonna probably drop back down to 128.74. And now I tell you what, when JPM gets down, starts creeping, I'm gonna say it doesn't matter where it goes north, because I don't think it does. But 130, when it loses 130, I'm actually gonna set an alert on it. When I like this, because I can see two definitive bounces and I can find a definitive price target. I tell you what, small accounts, you guys should be biting, chomping at the bit when you see this shit, this stuff like these gaps and these confluences. So, and there's a lot of it here on the chart. So I really like this one with a 125 price target to the downside. No, I don't watch SoFi very often, man, to be honest with you. Bro, you never answered my question. What you guys talking about? You guys talking about here? MDGL, do you think there's... Holy shit. A galaxy, dude. It's got a fucking galaxy. Good God, man. Thank you. What's up, Stock Fiend? Hope you're crushing it out there. Um, Thank you, dude. That's badass. I did explain a confluence, Turtlicious. Go to YouTube and rewind it back where I go over NVDa. You'll see it on the chart. Rewind it back to make your booty go. Spy? Never heard of it. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So I want to go to the weekly, and this is where we're at. Things are looking bad. 373.88, 373.88, and 372.80. That is our next leg down, and then 370 and 369.50. That is where the last place that we could bounce. But I'm telling you guys right now, I don't think they pull it down right quite yet. I think before the dump, we're going to get like sideways, some sort of sideways action, or they're going to kill. Listen, think about it like a market maker. The money is all to the downside. Retail options, downside. If you want to short or you're preparing, right, you want to rip that shit out. So supports are not too far away. SPY included. So I would say 370, and you could even go and retest the median. I don't know, but whatever happens, I think the next area is 371, 371, 370. So this is stock's other account. Degenerate. Oh my god. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, dude, you're on. Oh, nice. You're on the other account. Thanks, man. Bro, are you gonna help me get rich? Solid man, what's up, man? Damn, my boy's going crazy, dude. Appreciate you, dude. Wow. Stock fiends the shit, man. um. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Hold on one second. I want to do one more thing here. All right, I tell you what. Tomorrow, we're gonna be patient. Tomorrow, be patient. The patient trader tomorrow will get the bag because whatever I think we bounce potentially, if we gap up tomorrow, it's over with. We're gonna dump, and this looks like a descending triangle on the hourly. So, but again, we would have to. This would have to be definitive. So, dude, stock fiend, Jesus Christ, dude, you got 3 phones over here. Let's go, man. MDGL, Meridil Pharmaceuticals. Okay. Typically, pharmaceuticals are not my favorite things to do. Chart, observe, but we'll do it. That's why you're a tired trader, man. You're trading all these stocks. No, just kidding. Okay, so clearly, I don't know what the fuck this was. I wouldn't be chasing it. It already made people rich. Whoever was down here is rich. They were bought at 59, and now it hit 317. So right now you are building what appears to be an hourly flag. That doesn't matter because patterns are bullshit without confluences. Confluence right now would be a candle close above 281. Typically, these type of setups right here can actually lead or turn into channels. So I would definitely beware of that mark in particular. So again, the wicks 285.40 and 281 right there. So that's where I would be looking for a rejection. If you see a rejection, expect another leg down, probably 240. But if you can close a candle above 285, the world is yours, and 298 is now 298.80 is now your next resistance directly above you. So you have you have clear levels. I will say that with the high volume that you have right now. Dude, I don't remember when I said this, but I remember saying that love was gonna die. That sounds pretty poetic. But yo, check this out. Fucking A. This it just tickles my freaking brain, man. Um, I love it. I will do one thing before I settle on that because I have to argue with myself sometimes. Because again, you can see a conflicting setup here. So now I need to just make a decision, and I am gonna go with the downtrend. And the reason why is because of that. And yeah, definitely. And now I clone this up. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you, Stock Feed. I appreciate that. Lower lows for sure. I tell you what, dude. Right now, if I was betting on it, and fuck, man, this it looks really really good. Sorry, I was just testing, running something around on the channels. This is what I see. If you lose this floor, which is 30.38, you have a small gap to fill at 28.78, and then my thoughts are as you should be down at your previous or COVID lows right here, 23.40. So yeah, airlines are getting the shit kicked out of them right now. So GM Stock Fiend, dude, thank you so much. Again, remember, if you guys are in the stream or you're new to the stream, I take requests. But when I take requests, I'm giving you my analysis. My hope is that you can build a trading plan that has, or because you already know your strategy. Thank you, dude. Oh my God. Um, you can fit it to your strategy. My effort here is to show you where structure is, things that you cannot argue with, right? This is resistance at 41.80. This is support at $31 or 30.95, right? That's just the way it is. Dude, stock feed's going wild. If you have any request, if you guys would do me a huge favor, um, go to the YouTube channel. I'm live right there. Drop it in the comment section and hop right back over here. It would help me tremendously. Yo, thank you so much, dude. You're crushing it. All right. Excuse me. So, GM, as I was saying, we found that setup, and I see. I'm going to go to the daily and do this. I'm not going to force something that's not there. Yep, no, I'm not. There's no trend right there for me. So back to the weekly, back to this higher time frame, and I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna see just how far GM can go. Oh shit! Oh shit! Damn! I'm saying bad words right now. I need to stop saying bad words. Oh my god! Oh, it can fall so much lower. Ooh. My God. Sorry, I'm my eyes, dude. I'm blown away. What do I do? All right. So before we get fucking too amped up here, or I do, because clearly I'm losing my shit here. 41.50 is your ceiling. $31 is your floor. This is I have found trend. Why? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you think it's skidding off of? Support. Well, where's support? If you were to just draw a wedge, nothing would have worked right there. So you go ahead and you put the math on it, and you can see how well that stock responds on all time frames. So now, just to make this even juicier, right? Yo, thank you. Yeah, about to get clapped for sure. So what makes this even juicier is how long you have sat sideways. Typically, sideways action is selling or accumulation, right? Because what you want is you want to sell into uptrends. And if you're anybody who's selling anything and you're worth anything, excuse me, you're selling a lot. A lot of the times that can actually spur, a pullback. I think you should do a stock list of top 5 or top 10 with 6-month holds. Let me get my license, but my man is trading GM. Oh, I don't trade GM, and it could be worth it. But anyway, right now, any candle close below, and I'm actually going to set an alert on this thing. We're going to go ahead and have it fire within about 40 cents. Touch, breakthrough, and or bounce. The name of that is Stupefied Panini. I want to change that, but sometimes that algorithm has better words. And my price target, I'm not going to lie, I would, if it bounces, I would be looking for a retest of 36.50. If it bounces, and at that point, at 36.50, and I'm going to set alert there, at 36.50, hear my cry. At 36.50, I am liable to take a leap short out. I'm talking probably till like next summer, the end of next summer, maybe September, and look at it back down in the 10 area. But at the same time, if you were to cross above 36.15 and back into the $38 range, that would be a break and downtrend, and now $42 would be your resistance. So no trigger, nothing happens until the actual. Yeah, F does have the same setup. No trigger until it actually goes. Yep, Ford has the same setup. You can see a downtrend there, and I would be today. Actually, it broke my $11 floor. So one of the differences, anytime that I'm looking, where do I enter? Why do I enter? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What the hell's going on here? Stop. Thank you. Um, we're going to delete that trigger. So when I'm looking to take a short, typically I want to see where the candles close. And right here, the majority of the candles on Ford close at 11:20, and the candles mostly bounce off of 11:15. This is an exception where you close at 10.92. So that is a wick, but I would like to see tomorrow with a push down to 10.50. If you can, if you do bounce up and open back up at $11, there's a chance that we could bounce and do the same thing as GM and run back up to 12.61. Now, that's not bad. That's good. That gives you time to reload. That gives you time to set a price target, and you can go ahead and look for it to go down. So, looks pretty interesting. So, you can sell covered calls. Yeah. You can write it down bar over bar, have stop loss right before that. Yeah, you could. All right. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and we got Ford, PayPal. Channels can be found on any time frame. They can be found on the daily. They can be found on the weekly. They can be found on the 5 minute, right? The best one to find structure if you're looking. So you guys, I don't know if you guys notice. As long as the stock is moving, it's probably in trend. As long as it's in the S&P, it probably has some sort of trend or it's starting to set up trend. If it's a lower time frame and it was going up and now it's going down, it's going to have trend, right? If you were going up, you're going to have an uptrend. If you're going down, you got to find your downtrend, right? Remember NVDa? At this point, with extended hours on, nobody really could have told you, right? All you could see was a wedge, but what I saw was obviously that higher time frame resistance, that candle closed from last week, and so I had a structure on the higher time frame. Didn't see a 15-minute hourly small stupid wedge giving us a reasonable reversal. Looking at the after hours, and boom, bada bing. So it's just the last one that I've gone over. So. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a few more. It is 9:25, and I want to be up early tomorrow, because I think tomorrow should be a great day. It could be a flat day again, and that's all right. I'm ready for that too. We had to kind of sit on cash today. Please, going into tomorrow, if you guys trade live with us on TikTok, if you guys are in the Discord, there's a lot of you who are doing amazing. A lot of you who are not even listening to me anymore. And that is the entire goal of the Discord. It's literally been in the chat. You can go check the timestamp. I want you to leave is the first thing that it says. But a lot of you doing a great job doing it on your own and accomplishing your goals and being organized, staying disciplined. But those of you who are finding yourself having great weeks and then devastating days, that's because you're trying to repeat the same process that you did over and over and over again. So if you trade NVDa and in one day it dumps like this, you're really going to try and do that again? When does a stock ever do that except for Tesla, which just so happened to have the perfect shitstorm? So you go sideways. And even then, Tesla still goes sideways on the lower time frames. So you go sideways, you dump, you go sideways. So typically when you go red, the market goes sideways, right? So while you could just be sitting on cash watching a higher time frame, most people, and I said this today, I don't need to squeeze every single dollar out of the chat or out of the out of the trade, right? Out of every single trade or chart, excuse me, that I see, I don't need to squeeze every dollar out of it. I need to be looking at what the most high probability, high risk to reward trade is going to be based on what I see. Is this present a high probability trade? No. Does this really present a high probability trade? It's okay if you're a quick day trade, but is this? Yes. Is this? Yes. Could we have tracked and go back and back test how often this works when the Darvis box or Potter box is fucking set up perfectly? Absolutely. This is perfect. 1, 2, 3 off the top, 1, 2, 3 off the bottom. Doesn't get any better than that. So please, tomorrow, if the market goes sideways, and again, we have books that explain how you can find ways or establish ways on when and when not to trade. Make that decision and have that written down. But we do have data tomorrow, so hopefully that gives us a whole new world. I don't know, it's unemployment data. But let's go ahead and finish up just a few more. If you guys have any other requests, be on early tomorrow, and we'll try and get those taken down. So, all right, waste management here. What's up, Heck? Hope you're doing good, brother. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read the chat. It's not easy. Uh, Listen, if we can get this TikTok all the way up, I'm going to be on here for like 5 more minutes. If we can get the likes up to 50K, I'll run in the bedroom right now and just scare the crap out of it. No, I'm just kidding. They're not in bed yet, but I'll just run in there with my bear mask and ask Ellie what is going to happen tomorrow. You guys are responding to that way too quickly. I see how many likes are coming in now. You slow down. Way too many of you guys like scared children. You guys need to go to therapy. I am not, no. Do a 55K to 100K in New Year's. That would take pretty much all of my time and focus. Not a terrible idea. I've actually thought about withdrawing all of my accounts and starting with 200, like reliving the story again, starting with 500 next. But I would actually have to trade and save, a couple. I'd need to kick ass for a couple months before I could take a couple months of not kicking ass or not trading at all on my main account, because I actually trade for my money and it's life. I was just doing it for you, not for that. Hmm. Y'all want to see beaten children? That would be cool. So waste management right now is bouncing off of the 154.55 support. Looks like you need to get your ass down below and into the 151.18. That's going to happen if you can get a candle close below that mark. 4 hour time frame. We're going to take off after hours because this thing's already hard enough. It looks like you got a bear flag or a little pennant. Doesn't really matter. There it is. Doesn't matter how you pin it. Kind of more of a bear flag, but whatever. Facts remain the same. So I would be looking, and this is again another really good example of the 1, 2, 3. So you have the waves here, but they're just less. Yeah, right there. Beautiful. So you've got 1, 2, obviously 3 right there. 1, 2. So waste management 100% below 156.18 on the lower time frame on the 4 hour should lead you down. I'm going to go ahead and call it 155 on the nose, and then 153.85 would be your next leg down. So upside candle open above 160. Pretty simple. Gap fill right there. My positive P&L for the year, yes. So my strategy is I start with 30K every month. I trade on that 30K and then I restart every month. So my months can fluctuate. I've had a couple of rougher months this month where one month I wasn't able to really pull anything out. And I had another month where I just did okay. And it was mostly because the markets were trending. And my strategy is not built. No strategy is built for every single market condition. So I took a few unnecessary losses, but pretty much everything within my risk. But yes, overall, this year's been great. I've had some incredible months that have made my quarter. So it all's made up for it. So yeah, it's been a tough. Why do I listen? The psychological effect of pulling your money out, like it's a job, like you get paid. This is my thoughts. How many humans on earth could take $500 and run it to $1 million without losing their mind, right? Like without having the pressure. It is far more sustainable to take the approach of saying, hey, if I'm brand new and the market gives me a gift or it gives me a month of badass, open, easy ass trades, right? Then it's going to stop and I'm going to lose all that money. So at some point, it's smarter to go ahead and pull that money out. But there's also a psychological effect that you just really can't beat. Once you make profits, pull that money out, put it somewhere else. So also, I do have to live. Why not make bigger trades and scale up? I will be scaling up to 50K this upcoming year. So first of all, I don't make a lot of money off of Discord or I have a couple of other side ventures that I work on that make a little bit of money here and there. But mostly, when I trade for, a living. So I don't there is not much backup equity with me, so like if I lose the 30K, I'm not starting from scratch. I'm pulling out of everything that I've ever worked for, and that's not really what I'm looking to do. So, it's just an honesty thing. I'm not a fake guru. I don't make a fuck ton of money off of courses. I started off with not a lot of money and could very quickly, a 6-figure loss would put me away, so it's one of those things where not put me in the dirt, but pretty much put me down where close to where I started. So I'm not looking to risk what I've worked hard for and break the system that has consistently allowed me to pull in way more than I've ever made anywhere else in my life. So I like my system, and that's really, I explain it for people to understand what a reasonable trading looks like, based on, I don't come from a rich family. I don't even fucking know who my dad is, so, this is all things teeter on me being incredibly disciplined, and I have those pressures on me, which is one reason that I think I've performed, well. I didn't at first, it fucked me up. It was the reason that I failed, but turn that around. So oftentimes the reason that you can focus. So again, sometimes I think about it. I'm incredibly grateful for where I'm at. I've slept behind dumpsters in the dead of winter, like like it is now. I've had rough, no parents, no, but whatever. It turns out that that's a good thing, when it comes to needing that extra and added pressure. So yeah, that's just my system, and it's built around my reality. It may be different for other people who have better forms of liquidity coming, and I'm actively seeking for ways to and have already put my money into several different endeavors that I hope return me, millions. I have a Tesla business that I'm working on right now that if it fails, your boy's gonna be we're gonna be talking to some bankers and they're gonna be a little bit upset with me. But yeah, I've got a Tesla business that I'm starting, and I'm putting some eggs in some baskets, and I don't know what happens after you fucking put eggs in baskets. Actually, where the fuck? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I guess that's because if you drop it, but whatever happens after that. So that way you can cook them? I don't know. I don't know how to finish that metaphor. Bro, can you explain how you do your standard deviation? This dude's like, shut up. Yo, is 50K a month possible trading? How much money? You hatch them. There you go. How much money do you have to start with? Sure, if you got $150,000 in your account or $250,000 in your account, sure. Why not? No, dude, I still just do it. Do I ever make six figures a year? Yes. Last year was a six-figure year. So again, I'm somebody who, I'm not formally educated the way that I'd like to be. I educated myself, put myself through school, even high school and stuff like that. But for me, this is, I take care of my kids. I can go to Whole Foods and not worry about, how much I'm spending, so I pay all of my bills on time or, ahead of time. So that's what I strived for. And that goal has been accomplished, So the next goal is to, I have bigger goals outside of, I want to start a fund for my city. Unfortunately, there's a lot of, lower income. We have terrible education here. And one thing just leads to another. And so, setting up a fund for people, under the poverty line that's sponsored by people who have money. So, but again, just all setting goals step by step, but I'm happy with where I'm at. All right. Can you explain what you're looking at as you're moving your cursor around various candles? What do you mean? Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Can you go broke? Can your broker ever go bankrupt and you lose your port? Yeah, you could be in danger. There's some brokerages out there that might. That they would have, you would have insurance to some degree, but yeah. Your dad is James Potter, and Lord Voldemort is my enemy. Thank you. Now I know my dad. Out of everyone, I like your charts. Thank you, guys. All right. Well, we're getting really, really close to 50K, and I don't want to scare my kids. So I will join you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. I just was ranting for too long. I got to go bed. Night, night. 10K trading account, you could expect to pull, a quarter of that. I think that you can make have a $2,000 to $4,000 a month on a 10K trading account as long as you're very careful. Why is life so short? Oh, dude, I'm going to be up all night. All night. Time isn't linear. You know what I mean? It only goes fast when you're having fun. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Oh, fuck. I got to go scare my kids. Peace out.